Hi, this is Sue from Alden Lane again, and I have this wonderful orchid right here that has finished blooming. And so you may have gotten a wonderful gift and you've enjoyed it for a couple of months. And now what do I do with this wonderful orchid? Well, at this point, this is a plant that actually needs some repotting. It's growing out of the pot. Now, to say that, you want to also look at the plant, look how healthy it is, and actually it's in very, very good condition, but you have all these wild roots coming out. And so what do I do with all those wild roots that are just flowing out of the pot? And so you can repot it at this plant time, and it's going to try and come out of there. And so, there we go. This is potted in bark, and it has a little bit of moss in there as well. And what you would do is feel those roots and see how hard they are. The roots that are hard are still good. The roots that are mushy, you want to take off of there. So we're going to just kind of take this out of there. And we're taking all the old mixture off of there. And you can see it has a lot of really nice roots in there. So you want to take off all the old mix, and then I would be cutting off these roots that are no good anymore, that are mushy like this. And you want to leave these really nice firm roots in there. Now the key word for orchid repotting is to pot it in something where the roots would fit very tightly in there. So you pot according to how many roots you have, not how big your plant is. So you, if you get in there and you've got a really big plant but it has hardly any roots, then you want to pot it in something a little bit smaller. Now this is only in a 4-inch pot right here. This would actually go up into a 5-inch pot. So this, actually this pot that it was sitting in is about the right size, or you can use a plastic pot like something like this, and that would fit, those roots would fit nice and comfortably in there, and so it would go down inside of there. And when you repot it, you're going to cut off these spikes here. So you would cut these off down to the base there, and then you would put this in here with some nice fresh bark. And don't want to use the old stuff. You always want to transfer it into some new bark. And you can tuck down these unruly roots down inside the pot. Now you may have some springing up again, kind of like a wild hair, or come back up again. That's just the nature of the plant. In nature, they grow in trees. They don't grow in the ground, so they have a lot of air roots. And so that's perfectly fine for them to have a little wandering root here or there. But you can leave it in this pot. We repot about every 2 to 3 years, so you can leave it in this pot for at least 2 to 3 years before you would pot up. Now I might take it out of here the next time, and it still fits comfortably back inside that 5-inch pot. I would clean it up, give it fresh bark, and I would put it back. Once you clean the pot and sanitize the pot with maybe a little bit of bleach water, you'd rinse that out, and then you could put the plant comfortably back inside the same size pot. It may stay inside this pot for the rest of its life if the roots fit inside of there. But if you have one and it didn't have very many roots in it, you would always go into a smaller pot. You always want to downsize if you don't have a lot of roots. You want to plant according to how many roots you have. So that's a little orchid growing tip and a little bit of repotting advice for you. So I hope you join us again for our orchid journey.